there's an argument for everything in life. Again, because everything is interpretation, right? So someone may say, well, this scripture says, don't let anything unholy come from your mouth, right? Or, and I forgot what the address was, but it basically said, and people preach it all the time, you know, uh, clean water, and I'm just paraphrasing, clean water and dirty water can't come from the same well, right? So they use it to say that, Christians shouldn't cuss. And you also have people who get into cuss versus curse. So that's a whole nother argument, because cursing is pronouncing curses on you, like literally a curse. And then other people call it cuss, which is whatever list of words that you find offensive. So, but that's just, again, that's how, I'm telling you, bro, the rabbit hole continues to go deep. So anyway, but to answer your question, because everything is left up to interpretation, the scripture talks about, don't let anything unwholesome come out of your mouth. It could be interpreted as, let's say, are you familiar with David Goggins?
Yep.
Okay. So say, for example, you got David Goggins. F-bomb, 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 just rapid fire like a machine gun. He just cuss. I've grown to not, obviously, if I'm listening to his content, I hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
But my ear has become so in tune with the spirit of what he's saying that I almost don't hear his cussing anymore, because I'm so dialed in to his intention.
Yeah.
His intention is a good intention.
Yeah.
The bruh cares.
Yeah.
And he's being compensated for it. And there's this rule, there's a book I read called the Go Giver. And it talks about these 5 laws if you really want to like level up of just your life and your business and your company and your servanthood and everything like that. And one of the laws is the law of compensation. If you want to increase your income, increase your influence. The more people you help, the more life rewards you financially. Right? So he's being compensated because of the volume of people that he's positively influencing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, David is positively influencing a mass amount of people.
Yeah.
You're going to always have these over here who are, you cuss too much, you're vulgar, you're foul, you're blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But you know what's also true is my Christian-based, God-fearing, Jesus-honoring, Holy Spirit, I believe, inspiring content still gets hated on. I can open up my YouTube right now and I can show you comments of people hating on me too. So when they really break it down, I'm taking a long way to explain for the sake of the viewers and those who are listening, because they may be in that space too where they get a lot of hatred. They're going to hate you if you do. They're going to hate you if you don't. So do. Why? Because doing gives you a greater opportunity to positively influence somebody.
Yeah.
So David is massively influencing people on a positive level, but he cusses. So the lesson that my mindset coach taught me is this. If you're doing what you're doing with a intention, to create positive change, positive influence, and if you're doing what you're doing for an aim that you have already identified, then it becomes a means to an end, rather than it being the end in and of itself. So if me and you just shooting the breeze, yeah, man, mother F this, man, yeah, man, she is this, man, yeah, man, I'm goddamn, yeah, but whatever you can come up with, all of your words, and we just out here just aimlessly just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you have to check it and say, well, is this a lack of self-control? Is this I'm just being influenced by the culture? Is this really me? Am I really aligning with who I really am? Am I just really just out here being just foolish because I'm just letting off without any real sort of conscious aim? I'm just out here just wasting God's precious time? Or am I doing and saying what I'm saying because I've identified something that this is helping me to achieve? Mm-hmm. So it's the idea of just, are you aiming for something? Is your aim, identified? What are you accomplishing in this? Are you after something? Are you willing to do the extreme? Because one thing about cussing is it wakes people up. I remember Tony Robbins, and people honor him for that now. They first didn't understand it. They now praise him for it. There's one on Netflix. He's very famous for being highly, educated, highly intelligent, very articulate, very passionate, very loving, very emotional. But out of nowhere, Tony Robbins will drop just a massive cuss word on you. Out of nowhere. And it'll take you by surprise. The person will be startled or whatever else. When they were interviewing him, he says, that's a technique, man. I don't care nothing about no cussing. I use that to wake them up. When I say it, it shocks everybody. Yeah. What does that do? Boom, hormones, adrenaline. You stand up, now you're attentive. Yeah. Next Sunday, if I'm preaching at church, if I cuss in the pulpit, do you know I will have their undivided attention. Ain't nobody snoozing on me. Ain't nobody going to sleep. So I say all that to say, again, for the sake of those who are listening, is it really comes down to you identifying what motivated those words. Mm-hmm. So it's not for me to tell you whether it's good or bad. I sometimes cuss with my children to this day. Nothing crazy, nothing, again, like you said, nothing vile or vulgar, nothing X-rated. Yeah. But I'll drop a damn or, I don't know what other words, but it's just some words that are like culturally acceptable, but they are to some cuss words. Yes. I use them purposefully because they get your attention and they give you a sense of the importance of what I'm saying. Seriousness. Like no other words. Now, again, there will still be someone who will listen to this and say, yeah, Travell, you're justifying your use of those words. You could still use better words. Okay, I could. Move on. I'm at that point, man. Miss me, dude. Miss me with that. Yes, I could, but I choose not to. Move on. Like, do you? Why? Why do I say that? Because I could psychoanalyze your life and find 10 things that I don't agree with. Yeah. Can we please just move on? Yeah. Can we please just love somebody? And that's one of the greatest skill sets that the devil has. Confusion and obsession, or confusion caused by the obsession of, what's the word when you're trying to describe something really small and tiny? Like the minuscule, the minute, the little. Yeah. Yeah. We Christians, we place so much energy and emphasis on that we're like powerless, and we're like a battery running low on energy. We're like tapped out when it's time to go create something out of what God's given us, to positively affect change. Yeah. So I know that was a long explanation, man, but it just really comes down to, I agree with, or my stance on it today is being of integrity to the aim at which you've been inspired to take. Yeah. I want to create a university. I want to create a place where people can go and they can learn about themselves. Where I say that you are the student, you are the subject, and you are the success. It's all about you. Just you, because we live in a society, we live in a world where we are the last person to learn. We are the last person to be introduced to. We are the person in whom we know the least about. Yep. We are the first person to reject, the last person to accept. And I think that needs to be changed. Yeah. So I'm the solution. I am the solution. That's why I wear the shirts. I am the possible. I am the solution. I'm not going to pray to God, oh God, solve this problem. It's, oh God, create in me the intention, creativity, mission, vision, and whatever else I need to be the solution to that. And it's going to be podcasts, it's going to be books, it's going to be master classes, it's going to be brick and mortar universities, it's going to be community workshops. It's going to express itself in an infinite number of creative ways. But I am all of those things. I am the workshop. I am the online course. I am the master class. I am the podcast. I am the presentation. I am the keynote speaker. I am the next book. I am all of those things, just in different forms. And if I can be a part of helping someone else realize that that's what they are, then I've done my job.
Oh yeah.
So it's you know what I'm saying? So for me, man, it's like I don't even trip on them things, man. It's what's your aim, dude? What's your aim? And does your language, whatever cuss words you're using, does it support that aim? Does it help you get closer to that aim? Or does it hinder you getting to that aim? I'm just all about aims.
Yeah.
Just what's your aim? So yeah.
That's good. And I and with that, the reason why I kind of brung that up as far as our words are concerned and cussing and things like that is because, again, we're seeing other people's visions, and everything you see on TV. Now you could be on regular TV and people saying, damn.
It is now.
Everybody's saying God's name in vain with cuss words. Like this is normal on regular TV.
Yeah.
Like regular kids
basics.
Yeah.
It is.
And people saying that. And it's weird to me how that is.
I was watching the show and thought it was a mistake. Like I thought the producers forgot to until it kept happening. And I said, "Oh, they might have lifted the regulations of what can be said now."
Yeah.
It must have changed at some point.
It's crazy.
Because they're free to say certain words that when we were kids,
that was all.
We were never hearing that.
Nope.
That was on Showtime. HBO.
Yep. Yeah.
We got to sneak in the bedroom and make sure mama ain't come. Let me change the remote real quick and let me get my finger on the button. So as soon as I hear somebody coming, I can switch the channel real quick. Now it's just like cut the TV on.
Yep.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. But I just want people. I hope people to understand that this Christian thing that we're involved in.
Yes.
This way of living. It's not something that's it's not a like a rule. Everything's based off of rules. Everything's based off of laws. The only thing that the main thing that Jesus was telling us was to love one another, was to care for one another and to love one another. And that's what I got out of it. And I think that's a challenge in itself. Yeah. That's a challenge in itself to love people when you may think that they don't deserve to be loved.
Yeah.
To care for people when you don't think that they should be cared for.
So true.
And I think that since God made us from the dirt, and from the dirt, I think that we need to let God in, have his water fill our bodies, to plant seeds in our bodies, in our minds. We need to have those things in our mindsets in order for us to start changing and to see the good in people, to see the good in yourself. The good in yourself.
Yep.
When I started I got this from you, you know, in the morning, I started saying, I am going to do this. I am going to succeed today. I am going to do better today. Those words that we're saying within ourselves and to ourselves affects our days, our months, our years later down on the road. I mean, these years go by so fast now.
Man.
Next thing you know, it's 5 years later. This happened 5 years ago. It goes by so fast.
So fast.
And we don't even realize how fast it went. And then we don't take our time to see our progression. We don't take our time to see how we are doing, how we've progressed throughout each and every year.
So true.
We don't take the time out to just sit there and say, hey, where I'm at right now, is there a possibility that I could have been off worse?
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But after following him, after just the, I don't know, just the commune. See, I'm putting, like, I've always, my parents used to play nothing but Christian music in the car, everywhere. It was Christian music, everything, you know. So when I got into high school, I listened to all kind of music.
Yeah.
I was addicted. When I heard rap, I was addicted.
It's over with.
You know?
Yeah.
I heard a song or two on the radio, stuff like that. For me to hear like some albums and, you know, some whole breakdowns of these dudes' lives and how they went about things, and that was a vision that I saw from them.
Yeah.
So I took that and put that in my life and started trying to act like them.
Right.
I thought I was a pimp. I didn't have no girls. I fell in love with all of them. Like, have no pimp mindset.
No, man. No.
I didn't have no pimp mindset.
Nope.
I thought all I was doing was cheat.
Wow.
You know?
Yep.
And that made no sense. Big old dummy running around thinking I was cool.
Wow.
You know? And but I took that vision that I saw Sugar Free talk about, that I saw DJ Quick talk about.
DJ Quick,
you know, the West Coast boys, you know, like I took all that and I thought that was me.
Wow.
And I spent years trying to act and implicate.
Yeah.
Try to be somebody that wasn't me.
Yeah. That's what we do.
That wasn't me.
Yep.
And I wasted years and years and years. Years.
Yep. Cause no one puts us up on game, but see, this is the thing which I'm learning, or at least I'm learning, but I'm also preaching as much as I can. Like the stuff that we see isn't necessarily only the things that we should be praying for God to solve or God to address. But if we can see it clearly, maybe we're the ones to be the solution for it. And one of the things that I see is that gap where young brothers aren't given game. People aren't given game of some of these turning points in life. And so if we're able to see that, then our prayer should be, what do we have that we can start immediately with, start where we are, and affect change? How can we fill the gaps? Right? Because I'm working on one right now that I want your help on too. The 5 mountains of manhood.
Okay.
And I won't go into it right now, but just the idea that there's some core things that have helped me to become the man that I am today. That I look back and I say, I don't see any go-to resource for those things. Maybe they are out there, but the ones that I saw even come close are very churchy, very like brothers that come from where we come from. They ain't reading that. They ain't trying to hear that. But I think we're shaped in a way that we can present some of those things to them. But one thing that I learned, see, again, that's one of the mountains is this whole mentorship thing. One thing that I learned from my mentor is that as a child, we go through we will go through these formative years where when you talk about sugar-free, quick, West Coast boys, that's a perfect example of someone not giving you the game of this season in your life where you went from those formative years like a sponge, right? From childbirth to, let's say, 12, 13 years old. You are 100% dependent on replicating, mocking, duplicating what you see to survive. If you're a baby and I'm looking at Papa CJ take his hand and bring this to his mouth, and when he drinks it, he's replenished. As a child, I see that. Oh, hand, fingers, drink. Okay, I'ma do that because I'm thirsty right now. You do that, right?
Yep.
That's God give. That's all good.
Yep.
You supposed to. And then there comes a time where you could have got game from somebody, but you didn't. But you kept that pattern. So now when you're out in the world and you're looking at other stuff that maybe ain't so good for you, you're still in that pattern of, let me just do what I see. Yeah. Let me just do what I see.
Yep.
Let me just do what I see.
Yep.
And it's not like a fail-proof thing where it's like, because some of those things, you know, God can use to his glory and they're a part of our testimony. But just in the context of adopting things that necessarily aren't good for you, if someone would have gave you some game and said, hey man, you're in a season of your life. Like, for example, I teach my kids right now, when you're in your 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, early 20s, all you really care about is identity.
Yep.
And independence.
Yep.
Which, by the way, that's a whole nother subject. We need to be less independent and more interdependent. We are taught Independence Day. That's America, boy. That's good old America. Independence. Well, when you look at those words, none of us should be independent. We are interdependent. Everything depends on something else. Everything. Nothing in life is successful without something else.
Yep.
But America will preach independence. Stand on your own. Do it by yourself. You're self-made. You don't need nobody. Hell with them. F them. Do you? And it's like, no, that's idiotic. Life itself is dependent on something else. So anyway, that's a whole other show. But the idea, man, is that there was a gap in which someone could have said, hey, bruh, you at this season in your life where all you really care about, now you might not understand this, but all you really care about right now is getting your sense of independence and your sense of identity. And you're going to start to feel things happening in your body. And them hormones going to get to working. And they could have taken time and said, this is what you're entering into. These are some things that are going to happen. You're going to think these things, feel these things. I cannot prevent you from acting on those things, but at least you got a blueprint. At least you got some game. So when you about to lay with that sister, unprotected, in the back of your mind, oh, he said,
yep,
maybe I shouldn't do. And there's a moment that maybe you'll do the right thing. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll still do what you want to do. But if someone would have gave you the game, it would have gave you a greater opportunity to perhaps not do those things. And by not doing those things, you don't run your life into a gutter.
Yep.
And have to deal with certain things that you could have avoided if somebody would have gave you game. So now it's just our job to identify where do we see the gaps in the world and just create things, podcasts, classes, courses, books, materials, manuals, speaking opportunities, like create things that can fill the gaps.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's my life purpose.
There it is.
Fill that gap.
Fill the gaps.
Yeah. That's perfectly perfectly said. I've been trying to find a sentence for this, but it's perfectly that's very well said.
Mm.
Finding the gaps, and and it's a lot of men that have gaps in their lives that don't know exactly what could happen.
Yeah.
They are not informed, and maybe they are informed, maybe they're not. They don't realize the severity of the possibilities of these. The actions that you do could result into some serious situations.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And I've been fortunate enough. That's why I can never turn my back on God for the rest of my life, because I've been through so much, so many things that I can count, that I can sit down and actually take inventory of the things that I've been brought out, that I've been so lucky, so blessed, not lucky, blessed, that I'm not in jail, I'm not dead, I'm not homeless, I'm not in a bad situation as much as I could be. And I just thank God for that. And I'm praying and hoping that I can get men to help them understand that before it gets worse. Before it gets worse. We're here. We're here to help. And that's the least we can do. For God's people. And we just gotta let them in. Let them in. Let them plant some seeds. He's planting seeds. I could just feel it. He's planting seeds in me that is just like it's ready to. It's getting there.
Wow.
You know, and I'm having faith. I'm having faith instead of fear.
Yeah.
And I heard some fear. It was an acronym, or how do they say it? Acronym or whatever.
Yeah, false evidence.
Yeah, it says false evidence about reality.
Wow. Man.
False evidence about reality.
Wow.
And it's crazy how that word can affect someone's life so much.
Everything.
That's crucial.
It's the number one. I don't know if you know. I ain't never been to war. You know, my son just got back from the Navy training. I don't know all of the little terminologies. If it's a hand grenade, a bomb, but that fear, that's the number one. That's what was present that day in the garden, man.
Wow.
If you don't eat this, you won't be like. They were afraid of not being like what they already were. So you said false. There's evidence. That tree is evidence. There's something that you don't know. So if you don't go over there and that speaks volumes, if you don't take matters in your own hands, because that's what they tell us nowadays, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, take matters in your own hands. The devil said the same thing to us in the beginning. If you don't take matters in your own hands and go get you something off that tree, you ain't gonna never be like him. He created fear. Wow. Fear got us in this mess, and fear keeps us in this mess.
Yeah.
You were so right, man. So right.
I gotta get this vision.
Wow.
Gotta get this vision. Gotta get the right vision.
Well, what's gonna be funny is I'm putting this vision on YouTube. this episode going up ASAP. Yeah, we're gonna chop this one up though. I don't know. We're gonna have to see how long this one went. We're gonna have to chop this one up. 4 or 5 episodes, but this one's gonna be out there. Yeah.
Cool.
A lot of brothers need to hear this, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's
we gotta come up with a name for this, man. Just these little sessions, these little, because I like the flow of just the organic flow of it. You know. So yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the
Wow.
the way that we, yeah, I like it like that.
Yep.
It's it's helpful, easier.
Yeah, because I did like 3 or 4 pre-calls for the podcast
Hmm.
this week, and I always find it interesting watching people's reaction when they ask me, "Oh, so are there going to be any questions?" I say, "No, man, ain't gonna be no questions. We're gonna just have a conversation." And so, I tell them, I'm like, "Man, I'm dialed in enough. There ain't gonna be no shortage of questions.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. But I'm not gonna pre-write no questions because I just trust that if we have a conversation, it'll come.
Yeah, just flow.
It'll come. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I said I like this because it'll come.
Yeah.
You know. But just kind of coming up with a official name for it to kind of break it out on the podcast so that it can stand alone and people can know where to find it.
Yeah, definitely.
But if nothing else, because I'm leaving all of this in, like, so if nothing else, people can also be inspired to start where they are.
Yeah.
If you're watching, if you're listening, starting where you are. Uh, like I was joking earlier, but that's real talk. You got a tripod, $20. You got an iPhone. You already own the iPhone. I don't know how much they cost, but you already got it. Like, and you got a ring light, man. Hit record. Podcast now. You can go to a podcast platform, fill out the app, fill out the information, and you're up that day.
Yeah.
So everything's fast now. Nothing takes nothing, man. So don't put it off. Don't be waiting until it's perfect and the right time and all of this other stuff, man. People connect with your energy, and people connect with relevance. People connect with relevance.
Yeah.
Because there were some times, man, even in this past couple of weeks, where I've had moments, but I've snapped back fast because I've trained it long enough that just that mindset of knowing that what God's given me belongs. I've trained that long enough, but I still have my moments where you're just you can just get in a moment where it's like whatever. But I was getting in a moment, to your point. I don't know how many videos are there, but there are some statistics that imagine how many videos are already on YouTube. And there's a statistic, if you look it up, of how many videos we upload a day. It is nuts. And I had a moment like the other week, I was like, how do you compete? How do you get heard and noticed? And I'm not here to tell you I still got that answer. What the answer I got that's tied to my purpose is I just believe that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how I don't know. I don't know how this episode is going to be found.
Yeah.
But I know that it will be because I'm working with something that can't fail.
For the person that needs to hear it.
It will.
Yeah.
It absolutely will. 1,000% will.
And I just want to make something clear, like with the people that implement these things, or that we watch, or that we view, whether it be friends, family, people on the YouTube who we follow.
Oh, right.
Things that we hear and stuff like that. Those things are, I think it's a reason why we get that. It's a reason why each of us individually are listening to these certain videos.
Oh, I see.
There's a reason why, each and every one of us have different views of everything. And it's a vision that we're each having, that we're taking from these other sources. Everybody's coming from different sources.
They are
getting these visions, and those visions aren't. It's not to say that they're bad.
Right.
That's. I want to make clear, like, visions that my friends have, that my family has.
Right.
My dad and mom, like, those are the visions that they had, and maybe even had for me. They didn't force it upon me. Just like God's not forcing His vision on us. Right. He's given us that choice. You can go and do what you want.
Pretty much.
you can go and do what you want. I'm here.
Yep.
I got your pencil.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
What you want me to write? You want my help or not?
Yeah.
That's it. Let's just make it clear and cut.
There you go.
Like we stop fooling around. Well, maybe this. Nah. Let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it simple. And it's these people are in your lives. These people are it's a challenge that you have to be able to fight back as yourself and have that confidence and that faith in yourself first.
Yeah.
In order for you to blossom.
Yeah.
And show people how much of a beautiful flower you are. So that way they can be like, hey, who put that water in your system?
Right.
Who fed you?
Right.
Who took care of you?
Yep. That's real.
No, I feel myself blooming. And, it's because people like you, man.
Appreciate that, man.
People like you helping me out.
Appreciate that, man. Yep.
Helping me out. Gave me a little insight and I'm running.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I'm putting myself more excited. Just last night when I was thinking about this and I was still writing stuff down, like I was driving, I went to go pick up my car and I was driving home and for some reason I was thinking about what else how I wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
And as I was walking up to the apartment, all of a sudden, like I just got this feeling of fear. I got a feeling of fear and like what are you doing? Like, is this even right? What if people don't believe? What if they just exploit your whole process of what you said? They could just break that down and tear that down and just tear it up. You know? And that whole like spirit came over me. It was like, dang, am I supposed to be doing this?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is like I was thinking about today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last night.
Wow.
I was like, it just came over me. I was like, what? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Wow. I had to stop myself. I went back to the car and I prayed. And I was like, you know what? I am.
Yeah.
I am doing this.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. And it's gonna reach somebody. Yep. We gonna reach somebody.
That's right.
And if you don't like it, turn it off.
Right. Like you do everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
You do everything else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or they say scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scroll up.
We all do. Yeah. If it ain't resonating, keep it going.
Yeah. So man, and I'm glad I got this off my chest. It feels good,
Yep.
to help do God's work.
Yeah.
Feels good.
That's a whole element. You got your pen on you? Or do you have?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you just take a note? I want to touch on that on the next episode.
All right.
Because that's a good point. Because a lot of people, and we don't need to go into it right now, but just that statement, it feels good to do God's work. That might even be the title of the show. But just breaking down and talking about the element, because I'm preparing this message right now for a group of entrepreneurs, of people who, they got the money, they got the success, and they're looking to, like, as we always are trying to do, good Lord, take it to the next level, take it to the next level, take it to the next level. Like, dude, there's no ending. There's always a next level, which I get it. I'm fine with it. But no, but I said to myself with this opportunity, I said, how can I speak to, because I want to speak to professionals, and I want to speak to like emerging leaders, like people who have a sense of like, I want to do something with my life. I just don't know how. So that's a part of my target audience, right? But because this opportunity presented itself in a way that says, this is to be tailored to high money earners, people who are already making money. So it's not like I'm trying to encourage you to rise up.
Yeah.
You're already doing well in business, but how do you take it up another notch?
Yeah.
So I was racking my brain, and I got to be honest, there were like times where I was thinking to myself, this ain't my lane. Like I should back out. I shouldn't do this because I specialize in going into a room where people don't feel too good about themselves and they need that pick me up.
Yeah.
They need that confidence, which I think really is one of my lanes. But again, after prayer, giving it to God, and like kind of like for a moment, just sitting and saying, wait a minute, is this a back out moment or is this a press through moment and find more of myself moment? Because there's so much in there.
Yeah.
And God revealed what I was to share. He says, no, you don't go in there trying to talk like them. You don't know them numbers. You don't know how to build no multi-million-dollar business. You don't. Brother, you do not. You don't know how to take it to the next level. You don't know how to 10x the next thing. So don't try to. What do you know? You know how to be content. They don't know how to do that. You know how to be okay with yourself. Some of them don't know how to do that. You know how to wake up every morning and with or without what people deem to be success, you know how to thrive internally every day of your life and lay your head down and feel good about yourself, about the people that are around you, about the community that you're a part of. Like you feel good about the quality of life that you have been afforded to create. And there's a whole lot of financially wealthy people that don't know how to do that. So teach them. And so he, in one moment, brother, I went from a blank page and I literally went to the website and was about to email these people back and say, I'm good.
Wow.
And I had this moment with myself. And after that moment with God, is this a back out moment or is this a moment of discovery? Is there more in me? And after he dropped that on me, he gave me the title, the subtitle, and a page full of content within 6-7 minutes. I went from a blank page to having so much content that I had to go back and take some out because I was open to, is there more?
Yeah.
And I think this is what I share that to speak to what you're talking about. When you give your life to God, the possibilities.
Yeah.
But as long as you in control, you are doomed to whatever you can control.
Yep.
But boy, oh boy, when you plug back into the source of infinite possibilities, infinite wisdom, infinite resources, sky's the limit. But you keep playing your game, doing you, and keep getting what you get. So now, you know what I'm saying? So who knows who's going to listen to this presentation? Who knows what delivery will come about? Who knows what doors might open for me and give me a greater opportunity?
Yeah.
Because if God gives it to you, there's a demand whether you can see it or not. Because see, the thing about contentment, it ain't sexy. No one's beating your door down trying to market to you the art of being content. What they will market you is how to make more money, how to build your brand more, how to get more views, how to get more, how to go viral. But what I've discovered is, because I've done some of these things, it doesn't satisfy the soul. And so you can have the money, going back to what you were saying earlier, what is the profit of man to gain the entire world but lose his soul? Your soul is that internal state. It's the thinking, it's the feeling, it's the picking, it's the choosing. It's what's going on inside. Money can afford you things, but it'll never satisfy the things that are within you. Yeah. The way I kind of broke it down was like a tangible has to satisfy a tangible. An intangible has to satisfy an intangible. So in other words, if your soul is empty because you don't know God, I can't give you $1 million drink and satisfy that thirst, because that's an intangible. I can't give you that. Money can make you happy temporarily. It can buy you things. It can do all those different things. But when the thrill is gone, you're still not satisfied, because what you're searching for is a intangible realization. Like you can't see contentment. There's no picture of contentment. Like you can't see it and touch it and taste it. It's intangible. So we're trying to take a tangible thing, 10xing your physical business, which equates to more money in your physical bank account. You're trying to satisfy an intangible with a tangible. It will never work. Now you can satisfy a tangible with a tangible. Let's say you got a light bill that's due. I can give you $1 million. I solved your problem.
Take care of it.
I need to eat every day. Here's $1,000. I just solved your problem. Tangible solves tangible, but intangible requires intangible. And so it was like God was like, this is all a part of what he was revealing to give me the confidence to go into this presentation. They don't have the intangibles because they don't teach them. They teach the tangibles. 10 steps to 10xing your business. 10 steps to becoming the whatever you want to become. 10x to, 10 steps to becoming a viral YouTuber. Like all of these are just technical terms of technical steps to achieve technical things. But all the while, you just want to know that you matter. That's intangible. You'll never be able to accomplish that by doing anything that those master classes teach you. It needs to be an intangible. So I can do my presentation and say, guys, y'all are doing phenomenal, building amazing businesses, amazing brands. You guys you're killing it. But today we're going to talk about something that probably you'll not hear anywhere else. Today we're going to talk about the currency of contentment. Because that's what's going to buy you the satisfaction that your soul is searching for. Satisfaction. Yep. That you can't buy.
Unspeakable joy.
There you go.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what I'm searching for. Unspeakable joy. And I'm learning, as men, we're taught not to cry, not to have these emotions and things like that. I think it's good to have that to an extent.
Right.
I did it. I'm now doing it as in like whatever comes my way.
Right.
I know that I'm safe. I know that I'm okay. If I lose a relationship, I know that I'm okay.
Right.
I know that I'm still okay because I have trust in God. I have a relationship with him now. That can cover the things that are tangible.
Right.
That go in and out. That lose power. Sometimes that battery runs out on the relationship. Sometimes, I'm able to tap into my source and to help me through those times. I'm just starting to see a whole nother level from, and it started with was me trying, me giving it a shot, me actually trying to do it, and seeing that there is a way out. I'm not going to be like this forever. I'm not going to be in debt forever. Like I had a goal by the end of this year. I was going to be out of debt, and I told God, you gonna get me out of debt. Right. Like you gonna help me.
Yeah.
Like you gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like we gonna do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just snowballing. It started off,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it just started boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, I see you. I see you. Like, I see you. But it's giving me the confidence, and it's showing me like this is his power.
Yeah.
This is his power. Finding checks in the mail, like you said.
Right.
You know? And it was just like, man, his power is amazing. It's amazing the things that he done. Having conversations that I've been wanting to have conversations with people, and I didn't know how to bring it up, and I didn't know how to say it, and things like that. And it's God that intervenes that makes that conversation come about.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just, it was just like I was stunned in myself while I'm having the conversation.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how it came about.
Yeah.
That was just like, wow. Wow. This him.
Yeah.
This him right here.
Yep.
When you start implementing him into your system,
right.
when you start having that spending time with him and stuff like that, when it grows in you.
Yeah,
it just grows in you. And then you just want more.
Yeah.
Just want more. You want to see all them visions. You want to be the Moses of that thing.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I got tricks up my sleeve. I can do, you know,
Right.
I can do this. Like, man, you know, just to have that faith is opening my eyes.
Yeah.
And I just want other people to see that too, you know. Definitely.